Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Tyler Talks Travel Trailers, and today we are back with a factory fresh 2026 No Boundaries 20.5 with the Beast Mode package. This thing is awesome. If you're someone that likes to camp off the beaten path, maybe you don't want to camp on top of other people, when I show you this suspension, you are going to be very impressed because that's what it'll do. It will take you deep into the woods, way off the beaten path. I mean, it could probably go farther than the tow vehicle that's pulling it. And it's got a front kitchen. So if you're like me and you like food, you might like this one as well because it has tons of counter space, lots of storage for all your kitchen appliances, and overall just a lot of great features and options from top to bottom on this trailer. So like always, we're gonna do the specs first. It takes me 1 minute to do those specs, and then we'll dive inside. Let's go, guys. So the basic specs on this 2026 No Boundaries 20.5. Your unloaded vehicle weight is 6,000 pounds. Your cargo carrying capacity is 1,500 pounds, which brings your potential fully loaded weight to 7,500 pounds. Your hitch weight is 810 pounds. Your exterior length is 27 feet 9 inches total. Your exterior height is 11 feet 6 inches. Your exterior width is 8 feet. Your tanks, your freshwater tank is 40 gallons, your gray water tank is 40 gallons, and your black tank is 30 gallons. Your awning size is 19 feet. Let's jump inside. All right, everybody, now that we've got the specs all done, let's dive into this beast of a trailer. One thing I want to point out, they make Essentials only and Beast Mode. Obviously the Beast Mode, I have done a video that what the main differences are, but the Beast Mode is going to be a little heavier. So it's about 603 pounds heavier when you get the Beast Mode suspension. So just keep that in mind. Also, considering weight, if you're very limited on what you can tow, front kitchens do tend to be a lot heavier. So don't let this one freak you out. If you still want a no-bow, a lot of them are very lightweight because of the construction. It's mainly just the front kitchen part of it is what's adding a lot of weight. Over here to my left is this is where the slide out is, where it's framed out, where the couch and the fridge is. One thing that I love about this floor plan is the bar stools and this kind of bar table setup right here, because you can kind of utilize it in two different ways. You have a lot of extra counter space as well as a place to sit, eat, maybe work. If you like to work away from home, you have a little area right here. If you're new to the channel, I do a lot of measurements, so it kind of gives you a better idea of the sizes because it's really hard in video to tell. This bar table area, I'll still stick my arm out because people like that. 16 by 45 is going to be the bar table area. Let me lock this door so no one comes in. So yeah, I'm personally, I would rather have this setup than a dinette if you're not having to sleep extra people. But I love the way they look. Very feng shui. And as you can see, there's like a little strap right there to lock these into place. That way when you're going down the road, there isn't a plug on this side, but there will be one on the other side. Give you a quick tour of all of this counter space. Check that out. Woo, boy. Man, think about all the food you can cook. I love it. I'm a fatty. I like my food. So front kitchens always give you a lot more counter space and a lot more storage. As you can see, you got tons of storage in this unit. Down below, we'll start right here. This is kind of like a rough idea of the size of this because it kind of pokes out a little bit, but you have a ton of storage under here. This is going to be 30 by 38 and 15 inches tall. So think about all the pots and pans you could bring. If you want to go out there for a long time into the wilderness, you got the storage to do that. This bottom area will be 18 by 51 and 19 inches tall. What do you guys think about the green? Let me know in the comments. I kind of like it. It looks cool. It's different. No-bow and Surveyor, I always say it, they have some of the best interior. One thing I like to point out, there's no rolly pins. These are magnets, so they won't stretch and eventually not hold the door closed. So nice solid cabinetry right there. You got your hidden hinges that aren't exposed. Over here underneath the sink, I did not measure this because there's not a crazy amount, but you do have enough storage down here to maybe put like your soaps and stuff like that. Behind this panel is kind of some more of like the plumbing and stuff like that. You can remove that with some screws. Over here to the right, this one does not have the oven. Most of the Nobos don't. I feel like it could easily be added if that's important to you, because this is about the size of the ovens. 22 by 27 and 15 inches tall. So pretty decent storage right there. That's a good space for all your pots and pans. And they gave you drawers. Woo! Man, a lot of companies, they forget. I don't know if they just forget, but they don't give you any drawers for all of your, your utensils. So you have, these are 10 by 20, 4 inches deep, so not super deep, but they did give you 4 of those. So all of these will be the same, so I won't open them all. 10 by 20 and 4 inches deep. Real quick, because I've been mentioning this at the end of my videos, and I think people don't make it to the end. If you're wondering where I'm located at Albuquerque RV in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Our phone number will be down below in the description. I am a full-time salesperson. I don't just do YouTube. I've been losing a lot of customers. They come in and think I do YouTube, but I am not just YouTube. So if you call in, please ask for this ugly guy right here. Say you want to work with the annoying guy on YouTube, and they will pass you on to me, and I'd be happy to show you around. All right, back to it. Over here, one of my favorite things that they did is they kind of gave you like this floating shelf, and look at this. It's hard to hear, but that's a heavy metal that's going to be easy to keep clean. You got these little hooks right here to hang your mugs. Up here, it's not super deep, but there's like a lip on it, as you can see, so when you put things in there, you don't have to worry about it sliding off. I probably wouldn't recommend doing that when you're going down the road, just in case, but there is a little lip there. You have an area up here for your hanging you can hang your towels or whatever. Down here, you got the nice big farm style sink. I know it's not a real farm style sink. It's just what the industry calls it. Don't kill the messenger. And you got this cutting board right here. Looks nice with that engraving. I probably wouldn't use this. It just looks nice and fancy. But this is a cutting board, but it also serves as extra prep space, even though there's no shortage of it. When you're not using that, bring it over here and hang it on the wall. Everything has a place where it can go. Check out this sink. It looks like they changed out the sink. Hopefully not. But they used to give you the one with the trays and all the different spouts and stuff. I'm not sure if they're going to stop doing that, but it looks like this one does not have that, so maybe they did stop on these 2026s. This sink is going to be 13 by 21 and 6 inches deep, so you can actually put your pots and pans in there to clean them. I hear that a lot from customers. It's hard to clean the pots and pans. It's easy to clean your smaller bowls and cups, but not big enough for pots and pans. But that looks big enough. You got your cup cleaner right there, and then this new style faucet. This is a metal faucet, and it comes down. You could turn it like this, so it sprays out the bottom right there, or you could turn it sideways, and it'll have like a waterfall spout coming down. That's pretty cool. Lots of plugs in this. So if you have a lot of counter space, means you could bring a lot of kitchen appliances, which means you're gonna need plugs. And I love how they gave them kind of flush. They're plug towers. You have 2 plugs there, USB and USB-C, and then you have another one over here. The cool thing about these plugs is you can actually charge your phone on top. You can see that those circle things. Set your phone on there, and you can charge your phones that way as well. So plenty of plugs. You got 4 plugs just in that one location. Moving over here to the right, you got your stove top with the fancy lights. This serves as prep space as well. Flip this bad boy back, and then that's going to be kind of a thing to protect the wall from grease and stuff like that. 3 top burner. You got your light fan combo right here for your exhaust, and you got your microwave. The cool thing about this, get this. So you're probably like, man, it doesn't have an oven. I'll show you something even better. It's got an air fryer. I used to be too macho. My girlfriend's mom bought us one, and I was like, I'm only gonna grill stuff. I don't use an air fryer. We use it like probably 3 times a week. So if you haven't used one, now's your chance. They work amazing. So this is an air fryer, convection oven, and microwave. So if you're someone that wanted that oven, they gave you all 3 options with that right there. Up above, you do have some storage, maybe for spices and things like that. But that pretty much covers the storage and kitchen, the storage and the counter space and all of your appliances. Moving on, behind me, you do have a 10 cubic foot, 12 volt refrigerator. So these are going to cool a lot faster than the gas electric. I'm talking within 15 minutes, you'll already feel this thing getting cold. Very efficient. Versus the gas electric, you tend to have to start it the night before. That way it's cold enough to put food in. So pretty much they're phasing out the gas electric and moving to 12 volt. And this does have solar, so do not worry. We'll get into that later. And then separate freezer. Pretty nice. Man, I got a runny nose. Sorry, guys. Try not to sniff so much. So like I said, over here you have your slide out where it's framed out, and you got your theater seating. The one thing I like about this is a rack and pinion slide system. So there is no step up. It's a nice seamless slide, and also your feet aren't going to dangle, because a lot of times when they use the Schwintek slide, it kind of raises it and your feet kind of hang off of the theater seating. So you got conveniently placed little end tables that you can remove or swivel. You got cup holders on both sides for those cold snacks. And then this is going to be 54 inches long. So from that end to this end, 54 inches. If someone had to lay on it, it's not super long. But you can get the trifold sofa if you needed to sleep maybe a grandchild or an occasional guest. Flip this down, take my sticky notes. They end up leaving them everywhere. Down below, you can see you got your even more cup holders. So you can put 4 cold snacks right there with that middle console. Let me sit down and show you. Oh yeah, check it out. Oh yeah. And they do lean back. Nice. Let me turn you around. Oh, I could sleep on this, no problem at all. Look at this, it leans back pretty far. So if you had, I mean, honestly, I could sleep on this. I feel like beggars can't be choosers, but pretty comfy. And it's placed perfectly in front of your 32-inch smart TV with all the apps ready to go. It's a little off-centered, but you can pull it out and kind of swivel it to any direction that you want. Maybe if you're cooking in the kitchen and you want to turn it a little more. So you could kind of put it a little more centered, or you could turn it. This is a 12 volt TV, so it will run without being plugged into a generator or shore power. Ooh, forgot the bottle opener. That looks cool. It's all engraved. Nobo, that's pretty nifty. You got your key holder right there. But yes, 12 volt TV can operate anywhere. You got even more storage over here as you walk in. This is fantastic storage right here. So almost floor to ceiling storage. Look at that. Each one of these are going to be 24 by 37 and 17 inches tall. So each one of these is going to give you plenty of space for all of your snacks and food that you need to bring along, which really, you could use this for just your food, considering how much storage you get in that front area of the kitchen. Like you don't have a shortage where you need to put pots and pans over here. I mean, maybe you do, but check this out. You got the road vac. Look how cool this is. So let's say it's time to clean up. The floor's dirty, you're done camping. All you have to do is sweep all the dust to this area. Whoop, bam. Whoa. Dang, that thing is loud. That thing almost gave me a heart attack. So you lift this, and it'll suck all the air or dirt into there. That way you know you got all the dirt off the ground. And if you really wanted to, you got this hose set up where it hooks in right there. This is not 12 volt though. You do need to be plugged in to shore power to operate that. But very nice feature right there at the door to keep this area nice and clean as you're walking in and out. Talking about interior height. So the interior height, you're looking at 6 feet 10 inches from floor to ceiling. 6 feet 10 inches or 82 inches. That is a lot of height, and you got a low profile AC, so it's not hanging down super crazy. This is a 15,000 BTU air conditioner, and it's all ducted, so it'll push all the air to the back and all over into the front, into the bathroom. No worries there. That is the biggest air conditioner you can get. As you can see, you got indoor, outdoor speakers, all Bluetooth, and they sound amazing. So you can kind of pick different zones depending on where you want that to go. Up here, you can turn the lights off individually, so if you just want to relax and you don't want to have all the lights on, you can do that. Moving on to the bathroom. Oh yeah. So we do need to adjust this door. Usually I have it closed to surprise you guys, but we have to adjust it. But if you notice, it is a pocket door, so that's going to give you a lot of extra room versus the swinging door. You also don't have to worry about crushing it with the slide. I love sliding pocket doors just because it helps to not have accidents, you know, if you leave a door open and then you put the slide in and you crush it. But the bathroom is a really good space. It's at the middle of the trailer, which I like because if you're maybe wanting to have a little extra privacy and you have guests in here, you have access to the bedroom and you don't have to walk through the whole trailer. Ooh, oh yeah, porcelain throne, baby. Nice, good quality. They used to do a plastic toilet, so they did upgrade the 2026 to have a porcelain toilet. It stays a little cleaner, a little more stable. And let's sit down. I always encourage you guys to do this as well. Sit on the toilets when you're out looking. See how much knee room you got. From the toilet seat or toilet to the wall, you got about 16 inches. I did not just fart. That was the toilet. 16 inches of room right there from the toilet to the wall. Shoulder room is not bad. Let me turn you around real quick. Yeah, I think most people would be pretty comfortable. I'm not the biggest dude, but you know, there's no shower enclosure in the way of your shoulders. You got plenty of wiping room right there, so I give this toilet setup a thumbs up. Feel like most people would be pretty comfy. Ooh, look at all these illustrations. Isn't that cool? That's new. Got some snakes. You got a rabbit, a dog, Lassie. That's pretty neat. Cool. So moving on to the shower. Pretty spacious shower. Most people are going to be perfectly fine in this. I did do some measurements in here. As you can see, I am 5'7". The other day, I said I was 5'8". I'm just slowly getting taller in my videos. But I am 5'7", and the skylight definitely helps with a lot of height right here in this area. You got the wand, and it's not a cheap little... I'll show you when I turn you around. But let's get out of here so I can show you the room you got. So from the floor, or the shower pan, to the skylight, you got 6 feet 8 inches. So if you're 6'9", you're going to be hitting your head on that space dome up there. 6 feet 8 inches of height in this shower. Talking about the shower pan, the amount of floor space you got right there is 26 feet 33 inches. So definitely enough shoulder room to rinse yourself off, do what you got to do. But like I said, this is a pretty nice shower head. It's feels like, yeah, metal. Pretty nice. And then it just hooks on right there. You do have some hooks for your towels. And you got the big fart fan, baby. Look at them blades. Nice big blades. They're not the small ones that don't do nothing. And you do have 4 speeds, so that thing will definitely suck some air out. You know, with all that moisture or smell. So that'll keep all that moisture out. And it pulls some air pretty good. That is a Furrion. Over here to the right, you got your sink and all this good stuff. You got a mirror. Woo! And you got your medicine cabinet. Pretty standard. I like this toothbrush holder they give you right here. And then they do give you like this little like elastic band to kind of hold it just in case while you're going down the road. Not a crazy amount of counter space, but you have some over here. Good size sink to brush your teeth and wash your hands. You do got one plug here for your straightener, hair dryer, whatever you need to bring along. And down here, easy access to your plumbing. Ooh, look where your filter is too. I even like that. That is very convenient. So there's no paneling you need to move to get to that filter. And this will filter all your water, your sink, your shower, everything that's going to produce water for you is going to be filtered. And it looks like it's a pretty easy place to change it out. Down below is kind of hiding some of that plumbing and stuff. This does have a tankless water heater. And I love this one because you can set temperatures for, you and your significant other. Like if you're like my girlfriend, she likes lava. I do not like lava for water. So you can set those temperatures to what you like, and then you could take as long of a shower as you want, as long as you got the water. This is an on-demand hot water heater versus the 6-gallon. That's for your lights. You got your readings right here, fresh, gray, black, and your battery to kind of show you the readings on that. Water pump, water heater, everything is the flip of a switch, and you do not need to go light it or anything like that. One huge feature that this does have, it has heated holding tanks. So if you're someone that likes to camp in cold weather, this is a very nice feature. So each tank, fresh, black, gray, and your second gray, it looks like they're split, all have heat pads on them. I like this method a lot more than just the heated underbelly. And the reason I like this so much more is because if you're out hiking or hunting or anything like that, do you really want to waste all your propane while you're not in the trailer just heating that underbelly? Instead, you have this that's 12 volts, and then when you get back in the trailer, you can turn your heater on since you're in it. Much better method. It is all enclosed and heated with these 12-volt heat pads. Now you're probably concerned, well, what the heck, what am I going to do about what if it drains my batteries? This thing has solar, and we'll get into that when we go outside, and your 30-amp solar controller. Overall, pretty nice bathroom. Lots of floor space. You can actually get out and dry off in this area. Moving on to the bedroom. I like this bedroom. It's cozy. And as you can see, they gave you another pocket door, nice and cozy. Allows for a lot more space, and check it out. It is an east-west bed, but you can still walk around it. So like I said, that extra 2 feet that you usually can't get in a Flagstaff microlight, they gave you that extra 2 feet, which allowed you to be able to walk around the bed, even though it is an east-west bed. And I measured out how much room you got on each side. So each side of the bed, you're going to have 17 inches of room to get around this bed. On the front side, you got 15 inches. So it is a little narrower right here, but not too bad. I think most people will be pretty comfy walking around this. As you can see, you got even more storage for all of your clothes and things like that. They're both the same on both sides, so I'll open this side where I did measurements. It's got the nice glass inlay and the lights inside. This is your hanging wardrobe. You're looking at 15 by 20 and 34 inches tall on both sides for that hanging wardrobe. You can turn this one off if you want, so that'll go on and off individually. You do have some drawers down here. Both, all four of them will be the same size, so 10 by 15 and 4 inches deep. 10 by 15 and 4 inches deep on both sides. It doesn't have that hidden storage on the side, but I feel like this is going to work just fine if you're someone that has a CPAP machine or anything like that. You need to get a good night's sleep. That's definitely going to help. But I feel like you could put maybe an end table right here, so that way you could set it, and you got your plugs right here. Very conveniently placed. You got your standard plug, USB and USB-C, so you could charge your phone. These are nice because they run off the battery. You don't need to be plugged in for those. Since we're down here, I like to point out, you got all your furnace is ducted, but what I like is it's all in the walls, so you don't need to worry about dirt and rocks, falling into those floor vents and making noise all night. So all of your vents are on the side walls. Up above, you got storage that goes all the way across. Lots of great storage. This is going to be 21 by 93 and 11 inches tall. 21 by 93 and 11 inches tall. So plenty of storage to bring, winter gear or summer gear. If you're going through different climates, I think this is going to be enough storage to bring both along. Let me grab this sticky note real quick. Like I said, 15 inches. Ugh. I have to remember to pick these up. I always have one laying around and people are like, what the heck? Over here, you do have a 60 by 80 mattress. And let me tell you why that's a benefit. A lot of times in these RVs, they're going to be 60 by 74, so it's an RV queen. The benefit of this true queen is, let's face it, RV mattresses are not the most comfortable, so you'll be able to get a nice residential mattress or a topper without having to worry about it hanging over. So I really like that they gave you the 60 by 80, but still allowed you to have enough room to walk around the bed. You do have this kind of like end shelf over here at the foot of the bed. For whatever else, I don't know what you would store here. Let me know in the comments. From this mattress to this cabinet, you got 12 inches. So it does take a little bit of the room away, but nice added storage right there. And like I said, same on both sides, 17 inches. One thing I do love about this floor plan is all the windows in this bedroom area. Look how nice it is. Imagine waking up to having all three of these windows open. Maybe you're on the Oregon coast. Maybe you're in the redwood forest. You pop these things open, get some fresh air, get that view going around the whole bed. That is awesome. Imagine being on the coast, looking out and seeing that fog roll in. Maybe you're, you know, like Haystack Rock. You got those big rocks out there with the view. Hopefully a little better than this. I love Oregon. We go every year, so that's the first place I think of when I see these awesome windows and views that you can experience. Do I have anyone that lives in Oregon that's watching my channel? I'd be very curious. You guys are very lucky to live in that state. It is beautiful. We like to go to the coast. We did the 101 last year. That was awesome. A lot of driving. So pretty standard. Under here you do have more storage. Oh, let me lift that. Look at that. So this is one of those instances where it would be good to maybe put some of those winter clothes that you're only going to use once in a while. So this storage area right here is 26 by 47 and 19 inches deep. So maybe you need to put some extra blankets in there. Winter clothes, that's a nice spot for that. You do have some drawers down here. These, you got 4 of those, and those are going to be 19 by 16 and 5 inches deep. So not super deep, but good spot for socks and stuff like that. Ooh. Oh, you have another plug right there. I know what you could put there. A night light. That'd be cool. A lamp, maybe? Oh, okay. All of these windows open too, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Man, I would love to be out in the woods, get that fresh air in here. You can hang a TV, and I love where they placed it. Directly in front of you. So if you're like me and my other half, we like to be able to watch TV in bed, and they put it straight on so that way you can watch one of your favorite shows. There's backer board right here, and they also gave you the 12-volt plug already ready to go. So just buy the 12-volt TV and you're ready to go. These doorways, because I get a lot of people that are older and maybe not as mobile, you got 27 inches for these doors to get in and out of this area. Overall, what do you think? I love this floor plan, man. This thing is awesome. Everything is just placed so nicely. So let's check travel mode. If you don't know what travel mode is, it basically, I get a lot of customers that want to see what you can and cannot access. It's not a huge deal to me, but I know some of you like to see this. So we'll do that real quick. As you can see, this is your control panel for your lights, awnings, porch lights, interior lights, all that good stuff. Your radio, like I said, is Bluetooth. A and B, I'm assuming, is outdoor and indoor. So putting the slide in will show you what you can and cannot access when this slide is in. So maybe you stop off for groceries and you want to load the fridge right away. Maybe you have an emergency, you need to get to the restroom, one of those instances. This is kind of what we're going to be seeing for those of you that like to know. So we're almost there. So this is a rack and pinion slide, and that's going to be important, and I'll tell you why. But actually, woo boy, that is awesome. This is a perfect travel mode trailer. Look at this. So if you need to stop off and use the restroom, that's an amazing reason why they did the pocket door. So you can easily get into the restroom. You can easily get to the bedroom. So maybe you've been driving all day long and you need to stop off and just take a nap, look, you can get to the bedroom, take your nap, or if you need to use the bathroom in that instance of an emergency, or maybe you just stopped off and you want to make a sandwich, or you want to load the fridge. This would be a lot easier if I put it the other way, but look at this. Oh, bam! I love this. Okay, this is definitely going to be a reason why a lot of you put it on the list, because I know a lot of you guys want to have a good travel mode trailer. So fantastic. I give this a huge thumbs up, 100% perfect. But if you are bigger, you know, that's not me farting, I promise. They're working on a trailer next door. So the reason rack and pinion slide is so good is because this is a slide system that they do allow you to, oh, wrong one. You can put it out partially. So some slide systems, they do not recommend you putting them out partially. It's either put it in all the way or put it out all the way. You can't put it, you know, partially out. So if you are bigger, all you have to do is hold it for 3 seconds and then you can get there and you will not damage the slide. Wow, I'm impressed with this layout. Like, when you get a good travel mode trailer, it just gets me excited. Because I know that's important to a lot of people. One thing I didn't point out was this area. This is 30 by 43 from the sink to the wall. If you wanted to put that top over it, you'll have 30 by 93 of counter space. That is crazy. If you are concerned about that front windshield, do not be too concerned, because they do make aftermarket covers for those that you can buy. So it's real simple to cover those and protect it. I personally would want it because I want that view when you're doing dishes and stuff like that. Talking about solar, this thing has 400 watts of solar and an 1800 watt inverter already on the roof. So like I said, when you're boondocking, this thing is made to do that. You should not have to add any more solar than that. Let's go outside and we'll show you some of the great features out there. Talk about construction, which is probably one of the most important things. Let's see. So I actually misspoke. So this has 400 watts and a 2000 watt inverter. I accidentally said 1800 watts. I do so many Flagstaffs that I confused it. So 2000 watt inverter. Coming to the front, you can see that nice rugged front fiberglass cap. All the docking lights that wrap around it up front looks awesome at night. I just don't have them on right now, obviously. There's your front windshield. Right here you got your electric tongue jack, 20-pound propane tanks. You got a space to put 2 batteries as well as your battery disconnect. So when you're ready to shut the batteries off and store it, you just turn that right there and you're ready to go into store mode. Down below, you do have 4 stabilizers on each side, front and back. These are manual cranks, so if you get a drill and the socket size, you could do it super fast. Over here, you do have your tankless water heater. It's over here at the front. Like I said, take as long of a shower as you would like. If you had to put your slide in manually, you can do it right here if you needed to bring that in manually somehow. You got the solid steps that come all the way down to the floor, nice and solid, versus the ones that slide out. They start to sag over time. You got the goat. That's cool. Sorry, guys, it's a little dirty. We just got it, so be easy on me. I did forget to pause right here. In case I miss anything, I do like to show you some of this, but we're about to get into the construction once I go all the way around. But there's some of your features right there. They're doing this new latch for the griddle. Look how cool it is. You get this little tray, nice heavy duty metal, and it slides in right there. Look at this. Looks so good. Looks a little bit more sturdy than that one bar they used to put on the outside. When we get to the other side, we'll talk about the lift and all that good stuff. You do have hot and cold water right here. The sprayer, I think, is in the storage right there. If you need to rinse something off, something off, maybe the dog got dirty, you got your propane quick connect. So that's where you'll tie in to your griddle. Flagstaff actually stopped putting griddles on their 26s, and it looks like Nobo is going to continue to give that, which I like. You got your luggage latches and the magnets that just stick right against the wall. More added storage down below. Look at this. pretty good storage. This is that griddle. Let's see if I can show you. See, there's the flat top you get that hooks on outside, and it goes on these nice heavy duty little holders for it. Looks a lot more sturdy than the older holder you'd give you. So that just latches right onto the outside. This storage right here is going to be 24 by 51 and 18 inches tall. Storage is going to be 24 by 51 and 18 inches tall. So a lot of good storage out here. You got a light right there. If you notice, one thing I want to point out, see all that? All aluminum frame, meaning your front wall, your back wall, side walls, roof, and your floor are all aluminum frames. So 6-side aluminum framing throughout this entire coach. Whenever you're looking around, definitely ask the sales guy, is it 6-side aluminum framed? Because if they just say it's aluminum framed, it could be mixed with wood. And I always think it's smart to know what you're paying for. Obviously the 6-sided is going to be a little better. This is that hose that hooks on outside for that outdoor shower. Moving on to the back, you got the prep for the ladder. I know, boo, just put the dang ladder. But it is a nice ladder if you do opt to buy it. It is like a telescoping ladder, and it's super lightweight. So it telescopes, and it's a little safer because it's at an angle versus going just vertical. That is a PVC roof, so no maintenance at all. It's a lot more reflective, which is going to help keep your trailer cool. As you can see, you got the matching rugged tire, all-terrain tire. I do want to say sometimes the factory will ship it with whatever they have. So sometimes it will have just the standard spare tire and it won't be the rugged one. Obviously this one came with it, which is fantastic. Just know if you buy one and you don't see the rugged tire, sometimes it doesn't come with it if they didn't have any. Over here is your slide out. We'll get to that. You got your 30 amp plug right there, cable. Moving on, like I said, you do have a rack and pinion slide. Really low maintenance. You could just spray some lubricant on it. We sell it. One thing I want you guys to do when you're out looking at trailers is go and push on the slides. Like, you will be shocked at how cheap some of these trailers can be built. Like, you could literally push the wall in. Obviously, you could tell this is a nice sturdy slide. Moving down below. Oh boy, look at that. Look at that off-road suspension. Ugh. Crawl under here. Racing inspired. So this does add 3 inches of height. So if you didn't get the beast mode, it would be 3 inches lower. This gives you 5 inches of flex. So each one flexes independently. And as you can see, there is literally no axle there. So you don't have to worry about hitting big old boulders in the middle of the road, or if you know how the tire marks, they go real deep. Then you have that middle area. You don't have to worry about scraping anything right there. So CURT independent suspension, pretty cool. And as you can see, it's all enclosed, buttoned up nicely under here. Just to show you, look at this. Yeah, I'm sitting underneath this thing almost. Pretty cool. All right, let's get out of here. Whew. Concrete. It's hot. Asphalt's hot. All right, as you can see, it's got that nice dovetail in the back that a lot of trailers don't have. This is going to be super helpful when you're, maybe you're going down an incline and you come up. You're not going to have to worry about scraping any of this stuff right here. You got your jacks right here that usually you'd scrape off, and then your plumbing is tucked up nice and high, so you do not need to worry about scraping with that dovetail. You got your city water right here, your black tank flush when you're ready to clean out your tanks. So stick your hose up to that and then turn the water on, and then it'll spray off, spray your tanks. So let's talk about wall construction on this particular trailer and other trailers out there. So the way they make these walls is it'll go the fiberglass, then it'll go Luan, or a composite material called Asdel. Then it'll go the rigid block foam, then it'll go to the aluminum, and then your inner walls. Luan is just a thin sheet of wood that goes across the whole trailer. What happens when Luan wood gets wet? It'll get mildewy, it'll get mold, it'll also start to what's called delaminate. So literally all the walls, your inner walls, everything starts to separate. You've probably seen it before, like the walls start to bubble. that means that water has literally gotten in the walls and now it is all separating. Asdel is a composite material that is impervious to water, as they say. So it's basically a waterproof material, really nice barrier to help if for some reason water were to get into the walls. So they use it'll go fiberglass, then the Asdel composite material, then the rigid block foam, and then the aluminum framing, the 6-side aluminum framing that I was telling you about. So a very, very high quality construction, literally from the axles to the roof, which is PVC, all around just a really good build. So what do you guys think? Pretty awesome floor plan, if I say so myself. Really great couples coach. If you're wanting to go off the beaten path, you're not wanting to camp near people, you know, you don't want to be right on top of people, you don't want to be at campsites, this is a very, very nice option for you if you are that type of person. So we're going to end this pretty quick. I hope you guys enjoyed that tour. If you want to know where I'm located at Albuquerque RV in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Our phone number will be down below in the description. So if you call in, just ask for Tyler. Please, please, please ask for me. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I had a lot of customers that come in and they don't ask for me because they think I just do YouTube, and I am a full-time salesperson. So you got to imagine how busy I am doing both. So if you could, please ask for me. If you call in, just say, hey, I want to talk to that annoying kid on YouTube, and they'll pass you on to me. If you don't ask for me, we're on a rotating list. So that's, you could end up with another sales guy, which isn't bad, but I want to help you. But yeah, that's pretty much, what else I got to say? That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, just call in. I hope you guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, guys.